Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Good evening. Happy Wednesday.
Hope
Happy
everybody
hump
has
day.
hump day. Mike.
Mike.
Speaking of which, the thing that I sent in the group chat earlier,
Uh-huh.
I think we need to go. The most Michael Myers in one place Guinness record.
I want it, but it's in Boston.
It's not that far.
Really?
We could make it a weekend trip to Salem.
Oh.
It's tempting.
It kind of depends on how things are going, works.
Yeah.
With the adoption stuff and stuff. We're getting closer, so yeah.
Yeah. But
that's pretty cool.
It would be fun.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, there is on March, what was it? March what?
March
28th or something like that.
March 28th at 3:30 p.m. Halloween fans are invited to make history in Michael Myers' world record attempt.
Yep. Guinness Book of World Records. They're going to try to get as many people as possible to dress up as Michael Myers and play in the streets so that they can break the record. So, yay!
I don't know if they're encouraging playing in the streets, but
that's what I mean, you got to have your knife and do your little dance while you're dressed up as Michael Myers. I mean,
oh my God, a Michael Myers flash mob.
That would be so much fun.
Well, this needs to happen with Stephanie in the middle.
I'll be at the lead.
That might be coming to Full Moon social media soon. Me, Lisa, and Susan and Michael Myers mask doing like a flash mob dance, and Stephanie just like. That sounds fun.
Oh my God, it does sound fun.
So Michael Myers was never caught, was he?
Well,
he was in the asylum for a little while.
I mean, he was caught plenty of times. He just doesn't die, and
Did he go to prison?
No, they could never really keep him in a prison, so they always kept him in some sort of a psych place. Oh. And then he'd always escape because he's smart and feed his inner demon to go kill family members. Who hasn't wanted to do that at one point in time? And
mm-hmm. This was my segue into tonight's topic of haunted prisons, or attempted, because I don't know my Michael Myers lore very well. But yeah, tonight we are talking about a couple haunted prisons, haunted jails.
Yes. So each week, Nicole and I have come up with a really neat list of different haunted locations that have a lot of history behind them that we can actually talk about. So this week we chose to do haunted prisons, and definitely ones that we have investigated as well. So excited to talk about that.
Yeah. We're going to be talking about Mid-Orange Correctional Facility and Burlington County Jail.
Yes, in New Jersey.
Yep. Both of which we have investigated together and separately.
Yeah. Oh, before I forget, does everybody have their tea? Perfect.
I have my mug today.
Oh, it's the one that Susan got us.
It says, I'd rather be at Marshall's. And this is a nice big mug.
It is. I almost put my tea in it, but I don't know why. I grabbed the one that I usually use for my coffee. So, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll have it up next
maybe week. At some point soon, we're gonna have really cool mugs.
Are we?
I'm working on something.
We are working on a little something. We're working on a few little somethings.
But yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So on YouTube earlier, we found out it was having some issues with the chat, and people were putting comments in, and they were just disappearing.
Oh, that's strange.
So that might be a thing. In Alienate earlier, the only people whose comments were coming through were Midwest and Blazer.
Okay.
So there could be other people here, but God knows, because chat wasn't working.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll figure it out for sure.
Yeah. So we want to dive in. Which one do we want to start with?
Let's do Mid-Orange.
Okay, Mid-Orange.
Fascinating place. Lots of history. Really cool place to investigate.
Really cool. It's huge and has a really, really interesting history.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a deep dive on this. I already had all this info up because I did a deep dive the first time that we went. And it's, I'll pull it up. So it was originally, like everything else, Native Americans. And it became part of the Wawayanda patent in like 1702. And it was known as Perry's Pond, named after Joseph Perry. He sold the land to Captain John Wisner Sr. in the mid-1700s, who, fun fact, is my 7th great-grandfather.
Very cool, which means that you should rightfully so be owning Mid-Orange, but for some reason you're not, so we need to work on that.
I know, I'm like, hi, this is my ancestral land, okay?
Exactly.
My 7th great-grandfather owned this prison.
It should have been passed down.
Mm-hmm. That was before it was a prison. It wasn't used as anything like that until about 1912, when the city purchased the farm for $75,000, and it was to serve as a colony for alcoholics. It was operated by the New York City Board of Inebriety, which was like one of the first treatment centers for alcoholism in the country. They put it together really quick, and it was kind of a not so nice place. The state passed some anti-drug laws, and all of the hospitals were overcrowded with drug addicts and alcoholics. They erected a tent colony on that land comprised of 10 tents that held 10 men each. And it was divided by 3/4 of a mile, which separated the alcoholics from the drug addicts. And it closed in 1915, so it didn't really last that long.
Yeah, that's not, because a lot of prisons normally go on for like 100 years or more before they start decommissioning them and using them for something else. Is there a reason why it decided to close down so fast?
Probably because it was like a tent colony for alcoholics. So, how well is that really gonna?
Yeah, that's true.
Be running. They treated about 60 patients at the farm, and then after that, they kind of put more energy into developing it. They had a medical director who is the former Surgeon General of the United States. He came in, he tried to start new programs, but it was completely kaput by 1918.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. After that, in the early 30s, it opened back up as the New York State Training School for Boys. Okay. So it hosted about 400 boys between the ages of 13 and 15. And it was for really at-risk youth. So it was people who came from a bad background, people who had troubles, people who were in danger of, kind of falling through the cracks. And it gave them the opportunity to work, to, live in a more structured environment, I guess.
I was going to say maybe stable place.
And a lot of these boys came from the city. So this was really like they got out into the wilderness, I want to say.
Yeah.
On the farm. This was actually Eleanor Roosevelt's, kind of one of her little pet projects. She was there a lot.
Okay, well that makes sense because she's pretty known for her, good works of goodwill and things like that she does, and to help out people. So yeah, she had a lot of projects like that she was kind of running around with.
Yeah, so she was there a whole bunch. She had this column called My Day where she wrote about all kinds of different stuff. and 4 of them were actually dedicated to observations and concerns about the school.
Okay.
So she was very like big into their welfare. She wanted these boys to have like a good life.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it wasn't until the 70s, actually, so it's somewhat recent, that it was renamed to Mid-Orange Correctional Facility and became an adult male prison.
Okay. So strictly male prison, no women at all.
No women. It was always male alcoholics, a boys' school, and then male prisoners.
Male dominated.
Mm-hmm. First inmates arrived in 77.
Mm-hmm.
And it had some interesting activity. Like in 79, every guard in the facility walked out. They had a strike, and the National Guard had to be called in to keep the prisoners under control.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. In the mid-80s, 5% of inmates in the facility had AIDS. And at that time, it wasn't really widely understood, or there was no real treatment. So they just, were left to succumb to their disease.
Yeah, that's really sad.
Mm-hmm. They did do a Puppies Behind Bars program there in 2002.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's fun. But in 2011, so again, this is all pretty recent, it closed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now it is a soccer school and event venue.
It's so strange. Like my first time ever going out there, and like there's people playing on the fields amongst this big old prison, and I'm like, what is happening here? It took me by surprise. I'm like, what is this?
No, it's totally weird, because you go there and there's kids playing soccer on fields like with lights on in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I don't know. Definitely weird vibes. And when we went there to film that YouTube show,
yeah, with Hudson Matters.
We were just walking through like soccer fields in between hanging out in like creepy, decrepit buildings.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting night for sure. Yeah. Lots of shadow figures and stuff like that. So that was actually really cool.
I couldn't believe we went into that one classroom. And I think that's about the time that you came, because you came a little late.
Yeah. I got lost.
Yeah, you got lost. That's what it was. And we were already in that first building. And we were up in that one room where there was, I've never seen this amount of activity so concentrated. Yeah. Like you came in right at the beginning of that room, I think. So you got to experience like a lot of it.
Yeah, and I was really amazed, and I can't forget the young lady. I can't remember her name that was kind of leading us a bit. The fact that this is not her thing. She was so freaking brave to just come all the way out of the building, all the way across the parking lot in the dark to come and grab me so I'd know where to find you guys, and then found her way back to you guys amidst all of the construction and the creepiness and the darkness. And I'm like, damn, this girl is like amazing. So I was highly impressed with her.
She was badass.
She was total badass.
Your doll just waved. Which one?
My dolls?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't have any dolls back here.
Which one? On the couch? It might have been on the couch. There's at least 2 of them there that are haunted. And the nurse one in the back is haunted as well.
Watch it be Annabelle. Behind you.
To my right or to my left?
The doll with the white dress with the red is up to no good.
Oh, that's my Annabelle doll. She's not haunted. It was so funny one day. Because Halloween season, I always keep her in the front seat of the car, buckled in, and I go to West Point because that's where all of our medical care is. And I totally space that she's even there. She's so quiet and everything, obviously. And so I get to the guard gate, and I give the guy my military ID, and he goes, "Does she have an ID?" And meanwhile, another MP had gone to the other side of the car to like look in the window. And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "That." And I'm like, "Oh, now I see what you're talking about." And like sometimes I get weird looks from people driving past me, and I'm like, "What are you all staring at?" Like I get annoyed because people are staring at me, but I always forget it's because of the doll.
Because there's
So
Annabelle in your passenger seat. See, what gets me is the fact that you're like, oh yeah, and she's so quiet. Like most dolls aren't. Like, oh, she's not talking to me. She's so quiet.
well, some of the haunted ones are. They're very chatty and like literally changing my music stations and stuff. Oh, none of them like my hip hop or rap, so I'll just tell you that.
Mike said, okay, my right.
I'm gonna say that's my right. So that would be, if you could see where my finger's pointing, that would be the Annabelle right there.
That explains the waving. Yeah, the haunted dolls. They like to say hi. You should put cat balls like next to them next
I
time.
should,
So
the ones in my bedroom have all been yelling at me because I haven't put out I have like 3 or 4 boxes of cat balls, and I haven't put any out for a while because I've had other things going on, and I just haven't been paying attention. And so I think they're frustrated with me. I feel bad. Maybe
yeah.
that'll be my project tomorrow.
Yeah, or hit like a REM pod over there on the arm of the couch so they
Something, yeah.
can light it up.
Something.
Yeah. Yeah. He said the arm went up.
That's funny.
I don't
We'll
know.
have to go back and do a
watch,
replay or something.
yeah, watch the replay and we'll clip it and post it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I'd be like zooming in, waiting for this doll to like move.
Oh, well, I mean, I have the haunted children. I have the little boy on the wall. The one that you can see here with the mother and child, that one was like one of my first haunted items that I got at an antique shop that was just really calling to me. And the funny thing is my mom came in, she came to visit, and she was, "Oh, that painting." She wants to be where you sit. So at the time I had my desk on the other side, and so I had to move my desk over there to be where she is. And then my oldest, when she was still living here, she goes, "Mom, I just saw this lady in a long dress." And I'm like, "Well, who was it?" And she starts looking around and she goes, "It was that one." And I was like, "Oh, well, yay."
Isn't it funny though, like how us as investigators are like, yay, cool, you saw something. And kids are like, but I'm scared.
Yeah, exactly.
Did
Yeah.
I tell you about that with my son?
No.
How when he saw the shadow figure in like the Hat Man shadow figure in his closet, and
Yeah.
he came in the middle of the night and was like, "Mom, I just saw a shadow figure in my room." He's like, "It was a man. He was this tall, and this is what he looked like." I'm like, "Okay, cool, bud. Good night." That's awesome. Congratulations.
Say goodnight to him for me.
Right. And then he went back into his room and called my sister.
That is so funny.
Because he was freaked out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. My middle child, she had a bunch of friends over and they were in the living room, and they all saw a short shadow figure walk out of this room and go towards the back door past them, and they're all going, "Samantha, Samantha, Samantha." And she's like, "Nope, it's not there. Don't acknowledge it. Don't even talk about it. Just ignore it. Pretend it wasn't there." Like it freaked her out, and like if she would walk in my room, kid you not, some of the cat balls would go off in different places. And she's like, she would literally walk in, cat ball goes off, and then she turns around and walks back out going, "Nope." And I'm like, "They're just saying hi."
They want her attention. Aw.
Yeah.
That's cute.
And then whenever Isabel's like in my room and a cat ball goes off while we're sitting there, she's like, "Good job, Paisley." "Mom, what is she saying?"
That's so crazy. Like with the mediumship, you could just be like, "Hey, like, what do you want?"
I absolutely love it. It makes me feel like less alone, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have my secret friends to talk to or something.
See, when you have like imaginary friends and you're a kid, they think you're crazy.
Exactly.
But when you're an adult, they think
you're crazy.
Well, they think you're a medium. So, like, how many kids do you think have imaginary friends that are really ghosts?
Yeah, yeah. You have to wonder sometimes, because I'm sure it's quite a lot, since children are so much more open to it, and they probably don't know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a lot of stories out there of these kids seeing things and conversing with people, and and then it turns out like the parents are like, oh well, is it this picture, this picture, this picture, and it's like a great 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 grandparent or a previous owner of the house who passed away, things like that. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah, and they can like point them out and identify them like with details.
Yeah,
That's kind of
yeah,
crazy. Yeah, my daughter recognized my grandfather, and she would like point him out on my mom's phone and everything. And we went to, it was some gallery reading or something,
yeah,
and they were like, nope, that's who, like, because she was a baby, that's who like she plays with like in the crib.
yeah. Did you ever like, Isabel and I like to watch Paranormal Caught on Camera, and we usually like fall asleep to that one. And like she helps me debunk things sometimes, but there's one in particular about children, and I found this one always fascinating. This is on a night vision camera in the baby's room, and the baby, who looks right around one, is standing on the lip of the crib.
I think I've seen
Standing
it.
up there, and it's almost like she almost teetered forward, and then it's like something pushed her back and she
So she
fell
didn't
back into the
fall.
crib. So like, and they were hearing like a woman over the monitor talking, so they're wondering like who this woman was, and if the kid was trying to crawl back out of it, maybe she was like pushing the kid back in. So that was one I couldn't debunk. I thought that one was really cool.
Yeah, I've seen that one, and it's weird how like the motion is not natural, because if a
No,
baby
it's not.
falls, like you fall.
Yeah,
This baby was like, this baby was like
yeah,
yeeted back into her crib.
yes, yeah. That was a
Oh,
really good
Lisa saw that
episode.
one too. Lisa fell asleep on us last week.
Do we have Susan in here too?
No, where's Susan? Lisa, where's Susan? I don't know. Maybe she'll hop in. It's
So I
a
see
school night.
Mike Wood is watching. Mike, how you doing? He just got I think a Geo box or Geoport or something.
Ooh.
He'll have to correct me on what it is because my memory's not all that great. But he does like Gettysburg type of reenactments.
Ooh.
And so I told him take that out with you when you go and see like what you get. So
Yeah.
pretty neat.
Reenactments and like wearing period dress and doing things like that
Yes.
they did is such like you turn yourself into the trigger object.
Yes, exactly. That'll be pretty neat. I think that's part of why he's like in this stuff too, is because he can actually kind of correlate and knowing a lot of the history about things. So yeah,
Geoport.
Geoport. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
really excited for him. So I told him, video it because I want to see.
There.
So really cool.
Oh, Susan is sleeping. So she'll
Okay.
have to catch up on the replay. Ashley doesn't
Yeah.
know Susan, but she was going to guess sleeping.
Yeah. That's my friend Ashley from Colorado. She and Sherry are watching. So remember I told you about the watermark tattoos that we
Yes.
have?
Mm-hmm.
That's them. We're just missing Michaela. So
Mike had a rock thrown at his boot in 2013.
he's had a lot of stuff happening to him over the years.
I feel like we need to spend more time in Gettysburg.
I know. I can't make it this year with
I
the
know.
travels that we've already got
Mm-hmm.
planned and stuff. So yeah.
But like in
But
general, not just for the bash.
oh, I know.
Like
Yeah.
to go for a weekend and just investigate.
And my husband would absolutely love that because he's such a history buff on wars and stuff, and so he actually really enjoyed his time out there. Not so much the bash part of it, but he enjoyed being able to go out to the fields and walk around and look at the signage and stuff like that. So yeah.
You know, it keeps coming up on my reels when I'm scrolling.
Hmm.
It's like, hey, do you want to learn the line dance for Shivers?
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, I know the line dance from Shivers
So
because of Gettysburg.
now you're gonna teach me, and then I'm gonna dress up as Michael Myers and do it.
Oh my god, yes. Yes. We are. Mm-hmm. Supposed to be staying on the battlefield.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he's seen a ton of stuff. We have to go. Saw a Gettysburg soldier at the Peace Monument. Gettysburg's active. Gettysburg,
Yeah.
even when Auntie came there, not really knowing as much of like the history as we know living, close by.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said that he could feel it, like the
Yep.
different energy.
Now, I will say driving there, like I wasn't really paying attention very much. And I tried to sleep because it was a long drive, and Scott, got to have his quiet time while me and Isabel slept. But there was a point where he woke me up, and he's like, "Oh, hey, we're making the final descent, down that really long straight road." And I got this overwhelming like punch in the gut feeling, like you could feel the energy into the truck. It was that strong. And I was like, holy moly. It was strong. It was really, really strong. So
I mean, just even the residual there, because
yeah.
I'm not an empath or sensitive or anything, and I feel it. Like it's a whole different energy walking onto that battlefield.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. It's incredible. It's a very,
My
very
son's
special place.
actually investigating the Cashtown Inn.
See, and
So
I want to go to like the Jenny Wade house and stuff like that. I want to be able to do that stuff and check things out. I want to do the touristy stuff and then the
yeah,
paranormal stuff too. So yeah.
it's hard because there's so much going on that weekend, like every year, that
Yeah.
if you book like investigations, you're missing at something else.
Yeah, exactly. So have to go during the off season, I think,
Yeah,
and check things out.
that in Salem during the off season.
Well, okay, so I would like to go to Salem once at least during the non-off season. Like I want to do all the touristy stuff, but you're right. I do want to go during the off season too and have a bit more time to spend. And so, yeah, there's so much I want to do.
I know, but there's nothing like Salem in October.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the people. I love the energy. It's like another Disney World.
Yeah.
Because, all of these people and all of their energy can in like a tiny, tiny, like little street with vendors and everything. Everybody's wearing like costumes.
Yeah. Yeah. That was really, really neat.
Girls trip when it's not like super busy.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, Cherie brought up how haunted like Denver is. There's a lot to Colorado as well. And I had done a Spirits and Spirits tour in downtown Denver. And it's really cool because they have like their red light district, which are all now a bunch of bars. And people just go bar hopping. So that's basically what we were doing. But underneath those bars are these tunnel systems. And you have one side of the tunnel is for like higher ups, dignitaries, businessmen, congressmen, stuff like that. And then the other side is just for the average Joe Schmo because these were brothels. And this is how they could get in and out of the brothels without being seen. And so there's one of them, a story of a vault. When you came into the bar and brothel area, you needed to immediately hand over your revolver and anything else dangerous that you might have, and the barkeep would take it down the ladder and put it into the vault for safekeeping, and then you could take it all back whenever you were ready to leave. And a guy, like a patron, was caught going down there and stealing people's stuff. And so the barkeep's like, well, screw you. And he slammed the door shut and left the guy in there. And the guy actually tried to shoot his way out and he ended up dying in the vault.
Oh my God.
And so like they were taking like group photos because it is wild. It can be some pareidolia. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But there looks like there's like a ghostly white face in one of those pictures. I'll never forget it. I'll have to dig it up somewhere. but it was pretty cool. So they did close the tunnel systems down because I guess there was a big rat problem. But you have like the Molly Brown house, the hotel we stayed
Like
in,
Molly
Scott,
Brown from like the
the
Titanic Molly Brown?
Titanic.
The
Yeah.
unsinkable Molly Brown?
Yes. Her
That's played
house
by
is
Kathy
absolutely
Bates.
gorgeous. You can still like without investigating, just going in as a tourist, you can smell her husband's tobacco pipe, and she never allowed him to smoke inside, but apparently he would sneak it in anyway and smoke it around the servants' quarters. And I kid you not, like I could smell it so clear when I was over there. So really cool places in Colorado.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, Tim Conwell is here. He says hi.
Hey Tim.
Hey Tim.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
What else?
So Burlington. We have Burlington to talk about still.
Burlington, yes. Okay, so fun fact that I learned today, they have an escape room from that they've kind of designed after one of the prisoners that escaped. They actually had many that escaped. So let me pull up. So the construction of it actually started in 1810, and then it was finished by 1811. And then the doors actually closed on the prison on November 23rd, 1965. So it was open for a really long time. Um, it opened as a museum in 1966, and then by the early to mid 90s, they had to shut it down because it was in such bad need of restoration. Like the ceiling was leaking and falling apart. Like as we've been in there, like there's hand painted murals and stuff on the prisoners. And like chips of those were falling apart, the plaster, because it was concrete, and then they just did a whitewash plaster over it, and inmates were drawing on that. And so that's why the bulk of them are the way that they are. So they were really worried about like during the times when they were trying to restore like the roof, like the vibrations alone of the building was going to like shake loose more of the stuff. And so they actually had a really good restoration lady come in, and she's the one that had like put some of the glass over the murals and tried to hand paint some of the stuff that was faded and stuff like that. So really, really neat. Now for a prison, I was so surprised at how many people actually had escaped. The bulk of them were murderers. One horse thief. They did have one side of it on the third floor as well that was for women, and they had like up to a maximum of like 8 to 11 women. So not very many, but some of the women there were in there for simple things like adultery and theft. So nothing too major on the women's side. And some women were pregnant in there, so they had to give birth, and they were allowed to bring their children with them as well while they were in prison there. So let me go to, because I kind of
Isn't
had
it
the same.
wild that men get put in jail for murder and women get put in jail for adultery?
Yes, yes. Well, back then, that's kind of how it was, So, let me
Me too. It's like
see.
apples to oranges.
Oh, completely. Women were treated so much more poorly than now. So the history of Burlington was actually settled in the 1600s with some Quakers, and it seems like they actually had like kind of a dual part of Burlington, because part of them were allowed to have their own religion and kind of make up their own laws, and then the other half were strictly men that the King of England had sent over to settle this land and stuff. So they kind of had the dual partnership there, and then eventually they did merge into one. And then, of course, the war happened and they fought for their independence, and obviously won. So I thought that was all really, really neat. There's a man named Robert Mills. He's a very important early American architect. He was trained in the US, but he designed a lot of structures. He improved safety and functionality for a lot of different buildings, actually. So it was one of the oldest continuously operating jails in the United States at the time that it closed in 1965. So that's a really cool part. Of course, now we know that it's a museum, and they've done their best to preserve everything that they can. It is on the National Register of Historic Places as well. So that happened in the 80s. The way he constructed it and designed it was to make it fireproof, with the vaulted ceilings, poured concrete, brick, and stone. Some of the areas that are like a little hollowed out and you're like, what was this used for? You know, people are like, well, it must have been a door or something. Well, that's actually not the case. It was because of ventilation. So he wanted to make sure that the place had really good ventilation. So that's why he designed it the way that he did. By the entrance, there used to be a motto that was chosen by Mr. Mills, and it actually said, justice which, while it punishes, would endeavor to reform the offender. So oh, they also had like people that owed money in jail too, so that was pretty neat too. What's about the things? Let's see. So the major renovation they had was $2.9 million to replace the original cedar roof, repair and clean the exterior and interior brick and stone, and preserve the historic inmate graffiti and plaster walls, and of course structure stability. So usually people have seen orbs of light. They've heard knocking, they've heard walking, they've heard, you know, different kinds of sounds, moaning. They do hear a feminine voice over in the women's area, and they hear like tools moving around, and they'll go back and like some of their tools are missing, so things do get moved. Let's see what else. So some of the executions. So because it is in the L shape, so anybody that wants to go visit, the whole thing is in a three-sided box basically. So, and then out back is the recreation yard. And they have a reconstructed gallows because they used to actually hang people right there. So right in the courtyard, exercise yard, everything yard, so other inmates could see that their friends were getting hung. Gotta do a little psychological warfare there.
A little bit.
Yeah, so, but it had, of course, those people were like convicted of capital crimes, so like murder. The final hanging on the prison grounds happened on March 24th, 1906. So that was the last time that somebody was hung on the grounds. That was actually a double hanging, two men, Rufus Johnson and George Small, who had been convicted of the murder of Florence Allison earlier that year. So apparently it was very, very brutal. Now, their site does mention that potentially one of the inmates was buried on the land, but there's no documentation for any of that. Also, when I was there, I remember the keeper telling me that there's a woman buried on the land next to the fence line, but I could find no documentation on that either. So, not to say that it's not true, but it's just that, you know, papers were lost. They didn't really have good record keeping back then either. So we don't know who it is. There's a ton of escapes in their 154-year while it was active. So they said they actually had somebody who's kind of an escape artist come in, and it took her between 30 to 60 minutes to escape the prison.
This is like to really escape the prison, not the escape room?
No, to really escape the prison. And they had her in a straitjacket as well, just to see.
Oh.
So she had to get herself out of the straitjacket, out of the cell, and out of the building.
That's some Houdini shit.
Yeah, but apparently she showed us how it could be done. There's like 30, 40 people on this list of people that had escaped.
That's insane.
Right? So it has a pretty vast, you know, historical presence in the town, but it's also very well known for a lot of the ghost stuff too. When I went a few years ago, there was a gentleman that I had met at the museum, and we were talking ghost stuff, and he actually called me, and he had booked the prison to do a paranormal investigation, but he's never done an investigation before. And so he asked if I would basically be the guide, and I'm like, well, yeah, of course I will, you know. So I was super excited. I did call Christina Westervelt and asked her to go with me because I'm not going to go alone. And we didn't realize at the time that they were bringing kids. As it turned out, Christina took the adults, I took the kids, and we got to do a paranormal investigation with them, just kind of separately, which I was able to keep the kids entertained. They had a really good time. They got some really good responses, but around 10 o'clock, they were all tired. They're like, we're going to go, but we have the place till like 1 a.m. You guys are welcome to stay. And we're like, yes, so it was just me and Christina. And I'm going to kind of backtrack a little bit. While we had the group, there's one of the cells, and I can't tell you which one or which floor it was on, but I remember we had REM pods lining the hallway into this one particular room. And I had this feeling like top dog of the prison was coming, and it's just like it overtook me, and I was like, everybody move. And everybody got to the side and moved out of the way, and then the REM pods started going off one by one, as if somebody was walking the middle of the hall going back to his cell. And when we got in there, I was like, things just don't feel okay. It just, like, I was feeling a little nauseous. Like, you could feel this very strong energy from this man that guaranteed it was his cell. He was top dog of the prison, or at least he definitely is now in death. So, but whenever they all left and Christina and I had the place to ourselves, like, we're in one of the rooms. We walked in and I said, I feel like this is the last place I'm ever going to like sleep. I'm ever going to be alive. And the guide that was there was like, oh, well, this is where they took you before they hung you on the gallows. And I'm like, that's why that makes sense. So we're sitting there, we've got like the spirit boxes on and just chit-chatting with them. And Christina was feeling something kind of going up her leg, like up her shin and up her knee and up her thigh a little bit. She's, I think they're touching my leg. And she's like, it's okay. You can touch my leg. I don't mind. And you hear a man right through the spirit box and he says, it's been a long time.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
So,
some of these spirits are a little feisty. I don't
they
know if it's because they
are.
think they can get away with it because they don't have like a body or what. But they're always grabbing on everybody.
I think it's just it's how they were in life too. They could get away with it in life, and who cares if a female is like, oh, he was touching me and I didn't like it. Nobody's going to care back in those days.
Yeah.
So I don't think he thinks that people care during these days either. You know what I mean? Not that we actually mind when a spirit touches us. It's okay. But just the difference, you got to remember the time frame that they're coming from, So it was really neat. It was
Again,
really
just a
sad
funny
going.
thing. As an
Yeah.
investigator, it's like, yeah, go scrub me today. It was a pretty good night.
There was one afternoon that I was making the bed in the rose room at the hotel, and I bent over to straighten out, and something did a whole reach around.
Oh.
And like I jumped and screamed. I was not expecting that kind of, incident to happen. And later on that night, I mentioned it while we were doing an investigation, and Joe actually said that it was him, and he laughed about it. It was so funny. And I was like, oh, well, that's okay since it was you. You're my boyfriend. You're allowed to.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah.
Now, did you hear the door shut? The cell door shut by itself when you were at Burlington?
I don't think I got to hear that. No.
So at a certain time every night, when it was like lockup, at that time, you're supposed to be able to hear the cell door shut.
Oh.
Like, I don't know if it's just the residual, like every night, these cell doors shut at a certain time, but we were there and we heard it.
I would say if it's always on a repetitive night and the same time, I would say that would be more residual, but that's pretty cool.
It was. What else did we have happen there? We were with a police officer, and so what he did was he recorded like a roll or whatever you call it, where they like check the inmates or something, but he recorded it in his policeman voice. I mean, you've met Anthony, he's very like more soft spoken, but no, he was no nonsense. I wouldn't want to mess with him, and he did it, and we played that, and he named like all of us as like the inmates to kind of try to get like things stirred up.
That's funny. Well, I mean, you know how we do it at the hotel too, like, because you hear them, they'll say, there's a cop, he's a cop, he's a cop. They call out the cops all the time. And even when we don't know everybody, so we don't know. There was a husband and wife, and they were like full-blown detectives, And I had no idea. They didn't give off that cop vibe to me, They just look like ordinary people. And whenever they were coming down the stairs, and I literally heard it in my ear, that like I heard he's a cop. And I said, "Sir, are you a cop?" He's coming down the stairs, and his wife goes, "Actually, we both are. How did you know that?" And I'm like, "The ghosts are tattling." I said,
You don't want to get caught?
just pretend to be bribable, just for the ghosts, just for tonight.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You can bribe me.
But it's funny how they just know things like that.
Do.
Like, how do they know?
I don't know. How do they know a lot of things that they know? Is it the whole collective consciousness thing?
Right?
When you get to the other side, you just know everything?
Yep. And who was it? Sigmund Freud that thought that there was a collective consciousness?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think so.
I just read up on that in psychology.
See, you're putting it to use.
I am putting it to use.
But I don't know, because like there'll be times where we're like, oh, can you tell us somebody in this group's name? And we haven't all introduced ourselves, and they know it.
Yep. I purposefully do that. I purposefully do not introduce myself, and I don't ask anybody their names, because I don't want to be like listening for that name. Mm-hmm. And they know when people are pregnant.
Yeah. Oh, that's real fun when they out people.
They do all the time.
What were they saying at the tea? They were saying something about somebody being pregnant. We're all looking around like,
that's right. Yeah. Like, factory's closed. Nope. Mm-hmm. But we never did find out if anybody was pregnant, though. I don't think anybody.
Maybe they didn't know yet.
It could be, or maybe just early. Somebody wasn't wanting to own up to it, which is fine. Not everybody has to.
That would be a really fun baby announcement, to just like be recording that and then clip it like, the ghost got it right, guys.
Yeah. We had one lady years ago that they kept on us that they were adamant that this girl was pregnant. She went over to Walmart to get a pregnancy test, and she was going to take it home to do it while she was there with her husband. And we never did find out, but I'm like I've always wondered what happened to her. Was she pregnant?
Stalk her on Facebook, see if she has a kid that like lines up with that.
I know, around that age. That was pretty neat, though.
Lisa wants to know why they always call her name.
Because they know you. Mm-hmm. Yep, they always do, because they know you, they love you, and your name is easy to say. Yeah.
This is true. We get a lot like the ambiguous sounds, but it kind of sounds like Lisa, because it's so it's 2 syllables. It's very easy.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When they say like Stephanie, it's a little more like,
it's harder to say. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you know what I find funny? So they don't ever call me just Steph. And I learned from Beatrice Shanley, it's because Stephanie is a name that my mother gave me. So they call you by your proper name, especially back in those days too. Yeah. They didn't call you by nicknames like that, or at least the proper people didn't. So
yeah, unless you're like really, really like close, like familial type with them.
Yeah.
Because they had some crazy nicknames back in the day. Like if you read these like history books or go through Ancestry, their name will be like John Smith, and it'll be like, oh, we called him like One-Eyed Joe. Like, okay. They had, because everybody had similar names.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they called them like Buddy or Skippy or something weird.
Yeah. Well, my husband, everybody calls him Smitty. And his brother, everybody calls him Weezer. So that's, his name is Vernon, but everybody calls him Weezer, and I have no idea why.
I don't know. I mean, and then there's those times where people only by a nickname. Yes. And then you're like, wait, that's not your actual name.
Yeah. Not too long ago, I had always grown up knowing my biological father's name was Ken. But when I got my actual birth certificate, which I had to file for the long one, apparently there's a long form and a short form. Didn't know that. And so I got the long form because the military needed it for us to be able to move. And I found out his name is actually Herbert Kenneth.
Oh.
So, like, I didn't know that Herbert was his actual first name. I had no idea.
I'd probably go by Ken too.
I know. True point.
No offense to any Herberts out there, but
Oh.
So Lisa also said that we need to go to the Houdini Museum.
To the what?
Houdini Museum.
Ooh, that'd be cool. I want to go to the Mutter Museum.
I want to go to the Mutter Museum.
But they said it's not for kids.
No, because it's a bunch of like specimens and everything.
I know, but it'd be fascinating.
I
saw
also
the
want to go
bodies.
to like the bodies exhibit.
The bodies exhibit. I saw that in Vegas. It was so fascinating. I can't even tell you the level of fascinatingness that this place was. I mean,
Did you
because they
hear the
could
story
what?
about the mom who recognized her son in one of those museums?
Are you serious?
So her son passed away, right? He was
Yeah.
in like 20s, he was young.
Yeah.
And I guess at some point he was either unclaimed or something happened. I don't know if he agreed to donate his body. I don't know like exactly what happened like behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But to her, she didn't know what happened to his body. She doesn't know what happened to him. He was like a missing person.
That's so sad.
And she went to one of these museums and she recognized it because you can kind of see like facials still.
Yeah.
And so she had to like fight them to try to get his body back. Can you imagine like just going there and seeing somebody you know?
That would be horrible, especially if it's your own kid.
Yeah, and they're like stripped down to like nerves.
Yeah, that is insane. I remember so at the bodies exhibit, like they do have like they would take out everything but the circulatory system, but they would still have like patches of their eyebrows and eyelashes and stuff on their face. So
yeah.
I saw that in Vegas. They actually had it at the Luxor Museum. They also had the Titanic exhibit. That was amazing, and you could just feel the energy with the items. Especially they have a huge piece of the hull, and you could just like feel the vibration off of it. It was really cool.
I feel like I might have died on the Titanic in a past life.
I've kind of questioned the same thing. I don't think I died though. I definitely think I was upper class and made it on a boat.
Swim. I'm terrified of drowning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fascinated with Titanic. Like,
yeah,
like
you
unnaturally fascinated.
You could have. Maybe that's our connection.
Oh, bitch, why didn't you save me a spot on the lifeboat?
You might have been my maid. I don't know.
I'm one of the people that died going back for their dog. That happened,
Yeah.
One of them made it into the lifeboat, but the rest of them were in kennels in like a certain part of the Titanic. Aww. So somebody actually went to go try to save their dog, and they went down with the ship.
That's so sad, but dog. You know what? They died doing something heroic.
Mm-hmm. Creepy family reunion.
I always was like saddened, but yet fascinated by the couple that he couldn't get on the boat, only she could. They were older, and she ended up saying, "Nope, I'm not leaving without my husband." And they like went back to their stateroom and just perished in there together.
That was the Strausses, right? Weren't they the founders of Macy's?
I think she had something to do with women's lingerie. So it's quite possible.
Because I know the people who founded or who owned Isadora and Ida Strauss.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. They were a German Jewish businessman, politician, congressman, and co-owner of Macy's department store.
There you go. Yep.
And they died like snuggled in bed.
Mm-hmm. And just let the water just overtake them.
That is heartbreaking.
It is, but it's so tragic, but like romantically tragic at the same time.
I know.
And how the band kept playing until the last minutes. I always like find their heroism just amazing.
I know. I don't know. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm unnaturally fascinated with the Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do I know the name of the couple who snuggled to death on the Titanic?
Because they were in the stateroom next to you.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Or maybe I was the chick who went down with the ship. I don't know. I'm telling you, this it all comes back to I got to do my past lives readings.
You should, yeah. I'd like to do more of them. Just the only thing is that you're not guaranteed to go back to a certain time.
Yeah.
You kind of get what you get. So like when
Get what
I
you
did
get
it
and
and I
don't
was
get upset.
taken back to the 1400s Scotland, that's not what I wanted to do, but I had to deal with it. But it was still kind of
Yeah.
neat to find out, you know. So
I know. I keep saying it, and I want to do it because I want to know, but how will it actually help me?
well, it's not that it doesn't help you in a way. It just, I guess, how do I word this? I don't know. Like, again, I wanted to find a specific time frame because I had been having some things going on in my life and I knew it was directly connected because I had an attachment. But it just didn't take me to that timeline. It took me, a couple of 100 years before in a completely different country. But I felt like the simplicity of the life that I had, because I was in a small town far away from the coast, and we were all farmers. We were all farmers. And I had a husband, I had children, and I was very, very sick. And apparently in the 1400s, there was a huge plague that wiped out a lot of Scottish people. And so that's when the guy that did it like brought me out of it, because he's like, I brought you out of it because after this point is when you died. And I was like, oh, okay. So which made sense. But it's like the simplicity of it was always how I've kind of wanted to live. Just I wanted to always be a wife and a mother and have my home set up and do things the way that I kind of want it to do, and pass pass on things like my house to the children and things like that. So and it's just kind of neat how it kind of correlates how I'm getting to do that now,
Yeah.
and probably did it in previous other lives as well. So
I'm not a sentimental person. Like, I don't keep stuff.
oh, I'm very sentimental.
I'm not. Stuff means nothing to me. I'm like, all right, check it. There are very, very few exceptions of things that I get like sentimental about. But.
Yeah. I'm sentimental about everything. Everything has a memory attached to it. Everything has a feeling attached to it. So, and it's probably just stems from my childhood because my mom really didn't keep anything. So I keep everything. I think I have my oldest daughter, Sarah. I have like her first two snowsuits that she ever wore.
Oh my god. And those things take up a lot of space. Snowsuits are
They
not
do,
small.
but it's kind of neat going back and looking back at them. Sometimes they're so little.
Yeah. That's crazy. Eric said that if we were all in the Titanic, he would save some room for us on his piece of wood.
Aw. Thank you.
Thank you. I get the sentiment, but it wasn't that there wasn't enough room for Jack. It was the buoyancy issue.
Yes.
They did this on Mythbusters.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and their story wasn't actually true.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, people argue about this all the time, but I'm like, it was a movie.
It was a movie. It was a good movie.
It was. What was it, 97?
Something like that. And I feel like that's the first time a lot of people saw in the movies. That's the only reason that a lot of teenage boys watched that movie. For Kate Winslet.
I remember 9th grade, so we're talking 1993. In my honors English class, we were doing Romeo and Juliet, and we had to get permission slips to watch it because there's a brief moment of Juliet's bare breast. I remember my teacher talking just like that. So,
oh my goodness.
and of course, after the movie was over, the boys kept rewinding it just to watch that one part. So, bunch of freshman boys.
Well, this was before everybody had, the internet in their pockets. So,
yeah, exactly. We still had VCRs.
Yeah. We had DVDs.
Well, not in 93, we didn't.
I was.
I know when the Titanic came out in 97, like that was my senior year of high school. So
I feel like I saw Titanic in movie. And do you remember when it came out on like VHS or DVD and it had to be 2 discs because it was so long?
I still have it. Yep. Tape
You're
1 and tape 2.
sentimental about things. I chuck that shit.
I keep it.
I can watch it on like Netflix or something.
There was a movie that I had watched as a child called The Lady in White. Mm-hmm. It was from like 83, 84. And it was just a movie that I absolutely adored. You know, really scary, really creepy, but I absolutely adored it. And when I became an adult, they were discontinuing the manufacturing of that movie. I paid $200 online to get this DVD, and I still have it. I still have it, and I will not get it. I will not get rid of it. But you know, you can buy it again now. Like they started remanufacturing them.
Do you remember when Disney movies used to go into the vault?
Yes. Yep.
And you couldn't watch them whenever you wanted unless you bought it when it came out of the vault?
Yep. And then you have to get like the 25th edition, you know, special edition, new release.
Yeah. We're just sitting here talking about, you know, how old we are.
Can't help. This is what you do when you get old. You start talking about how old you are and all this stuff that you reminisce about.
Hey, Anthony. We were talking about you before. We were talking about Burlington, the jail. But he remembers The Lady in White.
Aw, see, that's a good movie.
Never heard of it, never seen it. It sounds like it's about a ghost, though.
Yeah.
Is it?
It is. This little boy gets accidentally locked in his classroom closet, which is kind of a long space, and he falls asleep on the shelf. And when he looks out the window, he sees this image of this little girl, and long story short, he basically finds out that this little girl was murdered by someone in the school, and there's an old creepy house on a cliff where the woman in white is said to be still looking for her daughter, and he thinks that they're connected and stuff like that. So yeah, you got to see it to appreciate it. It is a really good movie. It doesn't get enough.
Movie night.
Yes, we need to.
Mm-hmm. We have a lot of plans. We're going to Salem. We're going to the Mutter Museum. We're having a movie night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Our social calendar is going to be
packed. We're having a Michael Myers night.
Yes, Michael Myers with the dancing. You can probably find Michael Myers mask cheap because it's not Halloween right now.
That's right. I did pay like $60 for mine at Spirit Halloween, though.
Well, you need a legit one.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the legit, but it was still good enough to wear. So it is what it is, and I don't regret it.
You know, it's a collection. It's a collector item for your collection.
Well, and because I have two blow up Michael Myers for my front yard for Halloween time. So I was like doing my little dance thing with my knife right in between them, you know.
I saw that. I think you posted that.
Yeah.
Because at first I'm like, who is that? And I'm like, oh, that's Steph.
Everybody was wondering who that was. I'm like, it's me.
Ash said, Brad has 2 you can borrow.
Oh, does he? I didn't know that. Are they legitimate ones? Like authentic? I need authentic.
You know what's really interesting too? That for like Halloween costumes, right?
Yeah.
They have like slutty Freddy Krueger. They have slutty Jason. Nobody has slutty Michael Myers.
No, they don't at all. And it
not that I'm advocating for like slutty, you know, horror movie costumes, but why don't they have Michael Myers?
And like Ghostface is all the rage still, which and I know they're making another Scream, and I'm like, why?
That's because of Mass Talk.
Oh, that's so last year.
I don't care. That's why it's popular again. They saw
I've
a boost in
seen that on
sales.
TikTok, and all these guys are mostly wearing Scream, and I'm like, why? Why Scream? Why not Michael Myers? I just don't understand the infatuation with the Scream guy.
I don't think it's the Scream guy. I think it's the guy in the Scream mask.
Well, yeah, but why
Because
not
they're all
wear a
like
Michael
thirst
Myers
trapping
mask?
with like just a mask on.
You can thirst trap with a Michael Myers thing too.
I'm sure somebody has.
Well, if they have, I certainly haven't seen it, so.
And you probably would. I feel like it would come up in your algorithm.
Oh, totally.
Like she likes Michael Myers.
Although I think a lot of my algorithm on TikTok anymore is like funny animals.
Remind me to tell you, not live on social media,
Okay.
about our algorithm.
Oh boy. This sounds very juicy.
Oh, it is. This is some tea for off air, though.
Cannot be said
Lisa
on
knows what
air.
I'm talking about on this one.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Ashley, send me the one that's legit. I need it for my collection. You know those what are they called? These well, I have one around here. Where is it?
Slutty Freddy is called Freddy Cougar.
Oh, Diamond Art. That's what it is. Those Diamond Art ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did a whole 8x10 like Michael Myers one. It's so beautiful. I gotta like get a frame for it though.
I have zero attention span, but I finished one.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking bats.
Aw, it's cute.
I love bats. But it came with like the little hanger thing.
I love that. I love that one. I
froze.
ended up finding this is the one that I found at Michael's on like clearance. If you can.
What the hell?
Oh, what happened to your camera, girl?
I don't know. My camera's having issues. It doesn't like my face. I'm here.
So strange. Okay. Well, this is the one that I found at Michael's, and it's actually a pretty big one. And I'm gonna, when I get it done, I'm gonna actually hang it up in this room because it's gonna fit my whole Victorian thing. It's 16 by 20 inches. So.
Oh yeah, that's a decent size. See,
Yeah.
I told you it doesn't like my face.
See, now like half of you is MIA.
I know. I'm in like witness protection over here.
I knew a guy in witness protection.
What?
There you go.
Yeah, this is my crappy quality camera because my my real webcam is like covering it a little bit. That's why you can only see half my face. But I don't know what the issue with this one is lately. I might have to get another one.
Well, we can see now. So
yeah.
So what do we have coming up? We have Kestrel Tavern tomorrow. Anybody that's around and wants to go to Kingston,
Yes.
Kestrel Tavern, we're going to be there doing our monthly talk and talking to people about all things paranormal, ghosty, aliens, Bigfoot, you name it. And that's at 7:30.
Starts at 7.
Starts at 7. So Kingston, Kestrel Tavern tomorrow. It's always the last Thursday of the month. If anybody wants to come.
It's going to be a fun one because there's going to be some equipment out while everybody's talking.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of give the spirits of Kestrel an opportunity to join in the conversation with us this month.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wish my thing was coming tomorrow, but it's not. It's coming on Friday. I bought these little glow-in-the-dark planchettes.
Oh,
and
yes.
It says,
yes, no ones.
Yes and no. So I can put the flashy balls on it. So I'm really excited just to get to use it. But I can't use it tomorrow. I'll have to use it another time.
Oh, Anthony's going to be there.
Oh, awesome.
Yay.
And I thought, don't quote me on it, I thought Bill had mentioned coming back as well. So.
Probably, yeah. It's like 15 minutes from his house, so it's really close.
Yeah, exactly.
Convenient for him to come.
Yeah.
And everybody else should come because it's a good time, and it's a really, really cool place.
Yep.
He does a lot with the community, a lot of community events. Steve does. And he is going to make a new signature drink.
Yep.
That me and Stephanie will actually drink.
Yes, because we need fruity and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what we requested for this month is a fruity sweet one.
That's what I have listed on my in search of the
Yeah.
Fruity
And when we get there,
Instinct.
we need to order food.
Yeah. Or we can pick up food on the way.
We could do that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long
We're
as we
just
have
gonna
something.
show up with like a buffet. Like, hey guys, we got some pizzas, we got some like chicken nuggets.
Don't forget the French fries.
Because they didn't want to deliver us French fries
Yeah.
in the snow. But it's okay because Steve came through with the Doritos.
Yes, he did. He gave us some free Doritos. That was really nice of him to
It was.
make sure we didn't starve in his tavern.
I know. He would have had some more ghosts.
A couple more.
I died from lack of French fries. I need carbs.
That's really all I wanted was French fries.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I needed that night. But yeah, so
If I get like one drink in me, I want French fries. I don't. It's just.
I usually want Taco Bell.
Now Taco Bell is like 2 a.m. many drinks in.
Yes.
Because it's the only place that's open.
Yep.
Although I gotta say, when I used to go to the waterfront, like way, way, way back in the day, there was a literal hole in the wall empanada spot. Like a literal, it was just a window in a brick wall. Literal hole in the wall. And once the bar closed, everybody would just migrate over and get empanadas from the little hole in the wall.
That's so funny.
And it was just like, this is the city of Newburgh. This is the waterfront. And it was such a sense of like weird camaraderie because they'd like call out your name for your order and everybody standing there would like get super hyped. It was a very, very weird time.
So speaking of hole in the wall, Denver has this really popular restaurant called Casa Bonita, and they have like divers diving down and like everybody raves about this place. And I took the girls early on when I first moved there, and it was such shit food. It just like it literally came out of a hole in the wall. The cheese wasn't even like good. It was like plastic cheese, you know. The food was horrible. It was so horrible. And these people rave about the place, and I'm like, why? Literally, like your food comes out on a little conveyor belt thingy. And the conveyor belt wasn't even working, so the dude just you see an arm come through the wall with your plate of food, and I'm like, this isn't like I expected it to be restaurant style, and it's so not. It was so weird. And there's like a person in a monkey outfit running around, and I didn't understand it, but apparently it's like one of those things that Colorado raves about. So, kind of like Egbert here in the Hudson Valley. I still don't understand the point of a giant talking egg.
No, that is blasphemy. Blasphemy. It's Egbert, okay?
How does it make sense?
He is a talking egg. He knows your name. Him and Santa are like this.
Okay, but he's kind of a jerk.
Only like Egbert after dark is a jerk. Egbert during the day is lovely.
And he
has a girlfriend named Eclair or something.
Oh my gosh. So guys, like my Colorado friends, Alaska friends, it's a giant egg that sits in a throne. And it's like the thing to do for Hudson Valley. Like all the Hudson Valley people know about Egbert, and it's like a family tradition thing. And I'm like, what is this creepy ass thing?
Nobody understands it. And I feel like everybody who is not from the Hudson Valley needs to understand Egbert. So we're gonna put up a picture of Egbert.
Okay.
This is him.
See, and look how creepy that thing is.
Yeah, he's creepy as fuck. But he blinks, and he like there is some kind of movie magic going on where you wear a name tag and he talks to you. He knows your name. I mean, and he can see you.
Well, yeah, because there's a dude behind the wall in that little window thing.
There is no dude behind the wall. It is Egbert. He is magic.
I hope no kids are watching. I'm spoiling the magic of King Egbert.
I hope no kids are watching because I'm cursing like a sailor.
That too.
But he knows your name. He'll be like, "Hey, Stephanie, that's a really nice sweater."
I didn't get to talk to him. I think he talked to the kids, but like just I remember he was talking to an adult and he had some kind of like snide remarks. He was a little rude, and I was like, yeah, I'm not really digging this egg thing.
No, he is. I think that everybody needs to go see Egbert at least once in their life.
I did, and I came out with a little ornament, so I'm good.
I have like 10 on my tree from every year. You have to do Egbert every year. You know where else we need to go though? To the Haunted Hamburger in Long Island.
Haunted Hamburger? What is
The Haunted
that?
Hamburger place.
I don't know anything about this.
It's a year-round like little shack that is all Halloween themed.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
a little restaurant.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. I still want to go to the city, and I want to go to the Harry Potter store. I need to get my Slytherin. I need to get my Slytherin gear on.
Of course, you're a Slytherin.
I am, because I'm very defensive over my family, and I would do anything for them.
I'm a Ravenclaw because I can read.
Shut up.
Oh,
you watched Harry Potter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
of course I watch Harry Potter.
Remember the part where when I think it was in part 3 with the Chamber of Secrets, where they were drinking the polyjuice potion and they were turning into other people, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And like Draco catches them in the hallway and like, "Hey, where were you?" And he's like, "Oh, I was in the library reading." And he's like, "I didn't know you could read." Did you know that he actually like came up with that part on the spot?
I did, because I'm a nerd.
It's such a good one-liner. It's perfect.
I'm sorry, do you know how many midnight releases of those books I went to?
See, I've not read one of the books.
You have to read the books. There's so much story you're missing.
I'm sure there is, but here's the problem. Years ago, when 30 Days of Night came out, the vampires in Barrow, Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
So I read the book before the movie came out, and I was so freaking disappointed in the movie because it left out so much. So after that, I will not read the books on movies because I don't want to be disappointed.
So think of it, after you watch the movie, you can read it and think of it like a behind the scenes thing. Like, oh, all this stuff was going on and they just didn't get to show it, but you got like a behind the scenes, like there's more to the world that you didn't know about.
True.
Because you don't even know about the house elves.
Well, I know about the house. Everybody knows about the elves.
No, there's like a whole like subplot about the house elves.
Really? I mean, aside from you give them your sock?
Yeah.
Master has given Dobby a sock.
Dobby is free.
That was really sad when Dobby died.
Oh my god.
That was really, really sad.
And a Hedwig. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. I heard about that. That was sad too.
Yeah.
Okay, enough with the sadness
stuff. No, we really got off track here. We went from talking about haunted prisons to talking about haunted hamburgers to talking about Dobby. And like everything in between. Lisa would like us to plug the Clemson event.
Yes, we have. Since we're talking about hamburgers. Our burgers, booze, and beer, or is it burgers, beers, and booze?
Come investigate and have a burger and a beer with us.
Yep, and then some booze.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's gonna be, it's gonna be really neat. It is, Clemson is a brewery, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And it's haunted, so we're gonna talk. You're gonna get to have some food. You're gonna get to have some of their craft beer and stuff, whatever else they have, and then we're gonna do an actual investigation of the place. So really, really neat. I have not looked into the history or anything like that yet. I'm going in blind, like I normally do.
Okay. So. Well, I know the whole history.
Okay. I mean, if you want to go ahead and give some of the history. Yeah.
So the only thing that I'm going to say is that it was a saw factory, because we've talked about that before. But I'm not going to talk about any specifics, any names, anything. until we get there. But I do know the history pretty well, so I will be able to provide confirmation on what you guys are getting.
Yeah. And like, just like we said last week, like we do have a list of places that we want to talk about on these shows that we're doing. If there's a place that you guys want to talk about, I should add the Crawford and the Union Hotel from Colorado, both very haunted places. I stayed at the Crawford and had quite the experience
Put it on the list.
myself. I'm gonna have to write it down. Yeah. So
because otherwise we're gonna forget it. And not just like haunted places, like whatever topics you want us to talk about. So if you want us to like talk about equipment, or maybe like go through some of the equipment we have and talk about what it does or how we use it, or anything,
we can do something on some of the different places, or the different items that we have. Like whenever we find things that people have, we're like, "Ooh, now we all have to have that now too." So
I know. Oh my
which
God.
hence why we have so much equipment.
Yeah,
our
but
bags keep getting bigger.
I'm not paying $30 in shipping on a $40 item. That's insane.
Yeah, like the cigarette thing that I wanted, the trigger object, like $30 for it and $40 for shipping, and I just couldn't. As much as I think it's a cool item, I just couldn't see spending that amount on shipping. It shouldn't be that much on shipping.
Sellers of items, if it was $70, I would buy it. But because it is $40 and shipping is $30, I will not buy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if it was $70 with free shipping, I would buy it.
Yeah.
Which logically doesn't make any sense, but it's principle.
The only time I did do that wasn't even on paranormal stuff. When True Blood was still the thing, I wanted my Fantasia Life Begins at Night hot pink phone case. You had to get it from hvo.com. The phone case was like $15, $20, but to ship it to Alaska was $100. Yes, I did that.
That might be worth it. Also, we need to start the rewatch on that.
We do. We've been talking about doing a book club with it too, and reading the books. So anybody wants to join us reading True Blood, I just got to finish A Butterfly Garden, and then I can start on True Blood.
I know, you have so much going on.
I
feel like it doesn't take you that long to finish a book, but you have a lot going on.
Not usually. But this one, The Butterfly Garden, is like triggering.
It's one of those books that you have to read in like small chunks.
It's one of those books that's going to stick with me for the rest of my entire life.
Oh.
So yeah. So I am taking it in chunks. But like,
that's fair.
Thursdays I have to go pick up Isabel from school because she has her after school program, and I usually get there like 45 minutes early, and so I just stand in line reading my book.
Libby does not have The Butterfly Garden.
Do what?
Libby. I was looking it up. It does not have The Butterfly Garden.
Yeah, and I couldn't find it in Barnes & Noble. Like, I had to actually get it in, I had to get it, like, off of Amazon. So, same thing with the Mindfuck series. That one was so good. I loved it. And those ones, I banged the whole series out in one single night. It's 5 books. Because each book is, like, under 200 pages, and I was just so addicted to it. My therapist said as long as I wasn't enacting any of the scenes, we were good.
Now I gotta know what scenes you're not enacting.
Oh my God. It was it was such a good book. Basically, this girl and her brother get brutally beat up and raped and left in the street.
Jesus.
And brother ends up like getting her in a car and driving her to the hospital. He ends up dying, but she lives, but she has to have like all of this reconstructive surgery and stuff. And she spends years training in martial arts and like sniper stuff, and like she's like this master person. And like with the reconstructive surgery, like her face is no longer what it was, and so she basically switches lives with somebody else that had died, and they were around the same age. But she begins to one by one hunt down these people that did this horrible thing to her and her brother, and makes them pay majorly. And it's so good. So, yeah, Mindfuck series.
Interesting. All right, I got more stuff to add to my list now. You're adding to the list of like haunted places. I'm adding to the list of books I have to read. But we will get to that. We're gonna do our book club.
Yeah. I do like some dark romance though. I felt like everybody raves about Lights Out, and I'm like, it was kind of blah for me. Like
I've never heard of that.
there should have been like more like violence. I guess. Haunting Adeline and Hunting Adeline were my first ones into dark romance, and they were so good. Have you read those?
No.
Okay. They're
I have
so
not
good.
really gone down the dark romance like genre too much.
See, I keep getting darker and darker. So I read all of H.D. Carlton's books because that's who does the Haunting and the Hunting Adeline. So I read all of her books now. 24690 is a really good series of books. But it's again something that has like 35 different trigger warnings. But it was so good, and I couldn't get enough of them. So I've gone from dark to like pitch black and splatterpunk.
All right, well, we will get into that.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have anything else to plug tonight? We have Fort Decker. That event is up. That is May 30th.
Yeah.
We have the trolley event in April.
Yeah, we just got that put up too. So yeah.
And that is the place where we heard like the door shaking and door rattling and the flashlights moving on its own.
Yes. That was a crazy night. And that was one of my first investigations being a part of the team too. And that was super crazy.
It was. And we got some wild stuff under Estes.
Yeah. Well, just the doors shaking and like the pounding that we heard, like that was actually a little disturbing because I thought it was, somebody outside. I was convinced it had to be somebody outside, and it was right behind you. And when
everybody thinks I'm gonna go open the door.
Well, because we didn't want you to get hacked, by some crazy person.
I know. Don't open the door. I'm not going to open the door. I was going to look out the window.
It looked like you were going for the door, which is why we were panicking, though. So we're all more afraid of the living than we are the dead, obviously. And so, but there was nobody out there.
No,
there was nobody out there.
You could see if like somebody ran up to the door and then ran away. Like
like the footprints and stuff. There wasn't anybody there.
No.
Like the amount of energy it had to have taken for any spirit to pound and like shake that, and that was a big heavy door. That wasn't just a regular knock on your home door thing.
No, this was a big metal door.
It's a huge metal door. So that had to have taken so much energy for that spirit to actually be able to do that. That was so crazy.
Yeah. And to boot, it was in the room where the person working had all those changes, and that room had crazy high EMF. So it's like chicken or the egg. It's like, is the high EMF fueling the activity, or is the activity like the reason there's a high EMF? Like,
I don't know. I can't explain the high EMF, but I will say at least with the amount of power that this thing had, and with the personality changes that the worker was getting, like negative personality changes, I feel like that was all spirit related. So that was insane.
Yeah, it was. I'm excited to go back.
Yeah. Be like, hey, it's your girl. Do you remember me?
Kind of like, shake this door for me a little bit.
Again?
Do it again.
Or will they be like, oh yeah, we know you guys. Nah.
Yeah. Like, nah, I didn't scare them last time, so.
They didn't leave.
No, they didn't leave. Actually, we left not too long after that.
But I mean, we had come kind of basically to the full circle, like to the end of the investigation.
We didn't leave because of that.
Yeah.
Please, we're not leaving because ready to leave. And no ghost is going to tell us to leave. Well, they're going to tell us, but we won't listen.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yeah, get the fuck out. Respectfully, no.
No, sorry.
I'm not done talking.
A while longer. It's like we have the place until 1, so.
Yeah, you got 45 minutes more with us, so just hang in with us, Yep.
And if you don't want to talk, you don't have to talk.
Yep.
I will give them the concession, like in that basement, like if you set off this piece of equipment and you don't want me here, I will go over there.
Mm-hmm. But I remember how in the basement area, I had such a bad headache. Like, and that one hit me kind of fast that night.
Yeah, that was weird for you.
It was. I was feeling all kinds of sorts of weirdness that night. It was definitely different.
Yeah.
The whole place is different. So.
Oh, do you want to see the other image real quick I made before we wrap for the night?
Oh yeah. What else did you do?
Is it showing?
Oh, I love it. Oh, and you had to put the non-sponsored.
Yeah, because we're always plugging this tea. Hardy and Sons Paris tea.
It's so good. Like, and I did 2 satchels of it, and just taking it out of the can, just it smells so good. It's perfect.
I had the vanilla one out, and Faye was drinking tea too. So I
Mm-hmm.
asked her, I was like, okay, smell these. Which one do you want, the vanilla one or the Paris? She's like,
Yeah.
this one.
Oh,
She's
it's
like, why are
so
you having me
good.
sniff them? Like, because it smells
They're all
really
different.
good.
Yeah. And then I add my granulated honey, and then I add some half and half to it, and it's like English style tea, and it's so good. So
yeah,
I
it is
recommend
good.
that
But
tea.
again, not sponsored.
No, we just tried it and
Yet.
fell in love with it. Decided it was the best tea on the face of the planet.
What if Hardy and Sons would like to sponsor us? I mean,
We should totally do that.
right?
Oh my lord,
You
idea.
don't even need to send us money. Just send us tea.
Exactly. Just send us free tea and we'll be good. And we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We can even sample some of the other teas.
We could.
You know.
And we'll say they're all good if you send them to us for free.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Well, I think my face would totally convey how I felt about the tea if I didn't like it.
Yeah. I'm thinking back to the last Kestrel, because it was objectively a good drink. It's just not our style of drink. It's like,
yeah.
So good. Can I have some sugar?
I know, I'm like, put some pineapple juice in here.
But for people who like that sort of drink, like a champagne drink, it would have been, great. It's just not our.
Yeah.
It's
like, I
not
like
our
sweet.
cup of tea.
Exactly. I like sweet, and it was just bitter for me. So, but again, everybody's different. Everybody likes different things. So, yeah.
Yeah.
What are we all wearing tomorrow at Kestrel, by the way?
Clothes.
Okay. I'll see if I can find some.
I don't know, probably full moon shirts.
It's a good idea. Okay. Dig mine out.
I figure I was gonna wear my full moon shirt, but it looked weird over the long sleeve I had on, and it was cold, so.
Well, that's what the full moon hoodie's for.
I know. I do have a blue full moon hoodie, and I have my jacket.
There you go.
I don't know. I think we're rambling now at this point.
That's okay. We do that sometimes.
I know. But if you want to hear us ramble more, or if you want to ramble with us, come out to Kestrel tomorrow.
Yes. We met some wonderful people last month.
Yes.
We got a lot of really cool stories from people, and it gave everybody a really nice place to actually just sit there and say, hey, I've experienced this. Tell me I'm not crazy. Tell me I'm not the only one. So it was really good for people.
It was. And even the people who came with people who wanted to come, like, the more skeptical sides, like, oh, I just came with my wife.
Yeah.
They were getting into it and telling the stories too.
Well, yeah, she was ready to leave, but he kept talking.
I know.
I
just love talking to everybody.
Yeah, same. We're good with Gab.
So tomorrow, 7:00, Kestrel Tavern in Kingston. Be there.
Yes.
Or be really sad that you missed it.
Yep. If you're not there, we're still going to talk about it next Wednesday.
Yeah. And we're probably going to talk about you for not coming. Can you believe this person didn't show up?
Exactly. We're going to take
We know where most of you live, and we know if you're in driving distance.
Just going through.
All right. So if nobody has anything else, you have anything else, Steph?
Just going through some of the messages, make sure we didn't really miss anything important. Okay. Yeah, other people are going to sleep, it looks like. So, oh, Anthony said he's going to have to dig up his Paramoon shirt.
I try to pop them up and read them out because I know you're on your phone and the words are little.
Yeah, they're very, very little for me.
Yeah. Well, when you're on your phone screen, yeah.
Yeah, see, I can't. I did end up downloading Facebook at least on one of my spares. but I can't see it like on our thing here. So, yeah.
All right. So good night, everybody.
Good night.
Castle Tavern, Clemson Brewery, Trolley Station or Trolley Plant.
Yes.
Fort Decker. And every Wednesday, 8:30, we're here.
Yep. Every single Wednesday. Paranormal tea time, tea talk. Yeah, come join us. And again, if you have like ideas of things that you want to talk about or learn about or just hear us ramble on about, let us know. Follow our page, Full Moon Paranormal, and you'll see like our list of events there and things that we're doing and all the fun memes and stuff like that we post. So yeah.
Yes. All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.